Pirates, terrorists, and Rathtars. This week we talk about two badasses on opposite sides of the Force. One has a purple lightsaber, and one was powerful enough to defeat the Emperor, sorta. And the other, despite having only 10 minutes of screen time, inspired all of us to go find a really long stick in the woods to pretend we had a double-sided lightsaber. I'm Brian Carey, and this is Cannonballs, a comedy podcast where I go through all the official canon of Star Wars chronologically, including books, comics, TV, movies, and discuss the plot with my three friends, Aaron Laramie, Daryl Byron, and Wesley, do you want to buy any death sticks, Isaac?
No, dude, you killed that opening.
Oh, yeah.
We are free. So
that was much improved.
That was when he started talking back to me.
All right,
we're fucking professional here. Do we want to do that one again?
We're
already live. And here we go.
Listeners are here for.
We're doing it live.
Yeah.
No, that was perfect. You know what? Your teleprompter was a little behind. I can tell.
Yeah. No,
You're using the West
a little
teleprompter.
extra this week. You know, maybe people should know what we do.
No, you should blame that one on your producer. That was definitely his fault.
Did we ever find out if you've introduced yourself before?
I didn't go back and listen. Still waiting to hear from Lieutenant Bastian on that one. Right in.
I refuse to go back and listen to the podcast.
Well, I wasn't listening for it. I've listened to all of our episodes. Yeah, so I was talking to Tudor, and we were talking about a great show that I completely forgot existed, Jackie Chan Adventures. You guys ever watch Jackie Chan Adventures?
You mean where all they cared about was finding Jade for some reason?
Great show, right?
Totally. Yes. I like that show.
Debatable. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it a great show.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I really liked the show. I can't say it was at a time that was weird to watch as a child, where it was like 3 or 4 o'clock. So I didn't have any good following of it.
I do remember, there was definitely a point in time when we were kids where like there was really high quality stuff that would fluctuate in and out of like that like after school time period. Like there were definitely times as a kid that I remember coming home and being like, all right, I have like 8 shows to watch. It was like Netflix where like now I'm like, fuck, I have like all these things that I need to do before I can even like do anything else.
Would you guys consider Captain Planet a top show?
I don't think I ever actually watched a Captain Planet episode.
I've only seen the fake Captain Planet thing where he turns everybody into trees. That's it.
Oh, the Don Cheadle.
Yeah. He's like, human tree, and he destroys the entire town. He's like, everybody's a fucking tree.
I thought that was real Captain Planet.
Honestly, if that was, then yeah, that's a top show.
I'm pretty sure that's what Daryl's talking about.
Yeah, the little clips are like, Captain Planet comes over. He's like, don't summon me again unless you want.
He's like, you're a tree.
And I'm like, yeah, that's some good shit right there.
But Wes, Jackie Chan?
So guys, I cried this weekend.
Is that related to Jackie Chan Adventures or no?
I hope it is, Wes. Tie it in somehow. What were you crying about, buddy?
Bring it around town.
All right, so I don't know how we're gonna relate this to Jackie Chan. I just want to talk about it, and you know, save it for the podcast.
That's right.
So, as we always say,
are you making a reference?
TM.
Now that's comedy. So like my stomach's been kind of fucked up for like I don't know, like a month, and I should probably go to the doctor, you know, but whatever. So I haven't really been eating too much. So I had a shitty week at work, and I got home, and it's Friday night, and I'm like, I'll drink because you know why not? But
It's Friday.
You get drunk so much easier if you only have like 2 Pop-Tarts and spaghetti all day long.
Yeah. Did you say a spaghetti?
Yeah, 1 spaghetti. You know, like however many spaghetti, however many spaghetti. Just 1 spaghetti, man. So like I drank like a third of a bottle. And I had like spaghetti, and I had like 2 beers, and I got blackout drunk to the point that I was just crying.
Oh boy!
And then I was in the shed, and I was crying in the garage. And I was like
the world tour.
And no, but it was like anything at all made me upset. I was like, that candle looks really low. Oh, it's like my life. And then I'm just crying, and I was like, the fuck is this? So yeah, that was my Friday. No Jackie Chan.
Are you reaching out to us? Is this a call for help, Wesley?
No, we got through it. Now I don't have
I
to
didn't do
cry.
anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
We did it, boys. Now I don't have to cry again for like another 5 years, like last time. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's just like that pressure cooker I just bought. You gotta let the steam out at one point.
That's a great point.
That's all the steam's out now, and that sitting there getting ready to get washed. Same thing as me. I'm ready to get washed.
You sound really restless, a lot like Darth Maul in the first graphic novel.
Darth Maul had a lot of work to do, just like I do. I bet you Darth Maul's crying when he's like, "Dude, I'm fucking busy as shit. I'm tired. What the? Yeah, I bet you Darth Maul one day didn't have time to eat, got drunk, and got upset. So yeah,
have you guys seen Darth Maul? Have you guys seen the Darth Maul? And I want to say I don't think it's Clone Wars, but it's one of the animated series, and it's him. He's like walking through the desert, and he does the like Kenobi, like he's yelling out to fucking Kenobi. And that's crying Darth Maul right there.
Yeah, no, dude, it's so much work. Dude, the guy's just like, hey, I want to be like a Sith Lord, and they're like, yeah, go find this dude, and he makes it so difficult. Then he cuts him in half.
So I actually have a legitimate question about Darth Maul, and maybe like this is something that will be like gotten into in the comic, but I'm going to throw it out there early on, and maybe people can like ponder on it. He's not like a human, right? Like he's not a person.
He's I wrote this down somewhere.
He's bipedal, so I'm assuming he's some kind of alien. Because like, who is it? There's another like Darth Maul-esque. There's a couple actually.
He's got a brother in Clone Wars.
Yeah, right. So
like
I'm trying to remember the brother's name. I know. I know the brother's name too. But they're like a race, right? He doesn't like. It's not like he became like he was a person who became like a Sith and then like grew a bunch of horns and his face was all painted.
He's a Zabrak.
Like, oh, okay.
We all have horns.
All right.
Gotcha.
What the fuck?
Protect him from evil.
Name? God damn it! I have to look that up. I used to play. Like it was like Galaxy of Heroes or some shit, like Star Wars. It's some like collectible like game or whatever, and
I bet that's canon.
Kind of like characters and stuff. Oh, it's for sure canon.
I played Jedi Starfighter last night for the PS2.
Dude, did you guys see that Battlefront 2 is free with PS Plus this month? I downloaded it and been playing it a little bit. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I already own it actually, so we should play some Battlefront.
Yeah, we should definitely. Well, and like I didn't realize how many. There's a shit ton of there's a crazy amount of modes. Like there's traditional multiplayer, but then like we could put like a private match on and just play like all kinds of modes, just like either fucking around or like we can create like custom mode, and it's all like 2-player, 4-player, whatever. It's pretty like flexible.
My downstairs neighbor plays. I met him this weekend. He actually used to work for Hasbro designing Star Wars toys.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's a dude that we need to get on the podcast.
Yeah, he actually wants to write a book one day.
No joke.
I want to write a book too.
It's Savage Press.
Maybe he wrote for Hasbro because he writes for something. I don't know. He worked for Hasbro and they gave him some commemorative toy for Force Awakens of Chewbacca.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So Darth Maul's brother's name is Savage Press, which is pretty badass.
Yeah, something like
that. I said cooler than fucking Darth
Savage
Maul.
Press.
Does he have like a different dad?
Yeah. Same mom, different dad.
Okay, so it's like half brother.
Mr. Oppress. Was his dad, and then Mr. Maul left. Like
Mr. Oppress is my father.
Mr. Maul raised me, but Mr. Oppressed is my father. Yeah,
yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes now it's all adding up, guys.
It's canon, guys. So
went out for cigarettes one day, never came back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm going out for kyber crystals. I'll be back.
I'm going out to sell the black market.
Yeah, right.
Going to get some death sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
But yeah, this comic is like right before Phantom Menace, so we don't get like a Maul origin story or anything like that. Just him kind of being angsty that he wants to kill a ton of Jedi, and it's not time yet.
And now is he a teenager in the story?
He's whatever age he is in Phantom Menace, because the timeline says it happens in the same year.
So he's a teenager. Got it.
I've always found it hard to tell a Zabrak's age,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they're dudes that definitely are like 1,000 years old.
No, I think he's like 35.
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a galactic age scale in Star Wars? Because with time relativity, it's got to be hard. Because you
mean like we have for like dogs?
Yeah, but there should be like one generic age. Like if you did a human race and it's like average
he's 1 light year old,
76. So like that compared like dog years, Zabrak years. One more time.
So that's what I said.
No, I didn't hear you.
I'm going to rant about dog years for a second. I'm going to rant about dog years. They go around the sun the same number of times as us. They don't have a different number of years.
Yes, they do.
That's just another variable to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Well, I think the idea is because they age at like a more accelerated rate that you would have to have like a relative scale for them. Like
they should. Well, who gives a fuck about hamsters?
Don't say giraffe years.
Yo, fuck giraffes. Yo,
how old is he in giraffe years?
Well, I feel like dog years.
Dude, hamsters don't even like. I bet you the average age of a hamster is under a year.
It's like 2 years, I think.
Those things die all the time. Hamster years should be like 1 year's 100. The hamster's old as shit. I'm like, wow, my hamster just turned 100 in hamster years. Goldfish years. Like let's just make it crazy. Sea monkey years.
No, I've heard that like the dog year, like what the actual like number should be is a pretty like debated topic. Like I've heard anything from
breed too.
Well, and I've heard anything from, because you're absolutely right, because like a tiny like Chihuahua or like terriers can live 15 years, where like a Great Dane or like 8 years is like a long time for like
I'm a little
big
surprised
dogs.
There's no consensus in this made up science.
So I've totally heard, because like it's traditionally like, oh well, it's 1 year is like 7 dog years.
You've always got that person who knows, or like, oh, it's 7 years.
Yeah, and that's not really
7 human years is 1 dog year, okay? And you're like, all right,
they only live 2 human years. No. But then I've heard like, because of the way like their adolescence is, that like their first year is really like 20 like human years, like developmentally, like they're basically once
the formula is 20 plus 7x. Got it.
20 plus, yes, exactly.
Ooh,
so it's like after the first year, it's like 5 or 6 years as opposed to like just 7 like each year, because they do a shit ton of growing up in the first year, and then they're like, I'm pretty much. The first year
they're smarter than the average high school graduate, and then after that, it's just like
it goes way downhill.
Everything. They're like, wow, you learned as much as I did in 20 years in 1 year. You're a smart dog, and the dog's like, rough.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Classic dogs, So what did Darth Maul do this week?
Yeah, so Darth Maul.
And the other guy with the purple lightsaber, could be anybody. We have no idea.
Got into an argument about dog years.
We'll get there. Cullen Bunn wrote Darth Maul. It's 5 comics or 1 graphic novel. Starts out, Darth Maul just really wanted to kill some Jedi. He's upset. He's like, hey, I've done all this training. When's Palpatine gonna let me do some murdering?
Is there like a point that explains why he's? I know you said there's not like a real origin, but like why he wants to just kill Jedi? Like, did something happen? Did they give you anything? Okay, I know you said there wasn't like an origin behind it, but like, it's like, oh, it starts off and this guy just wants to murder, and you're like, well, something made him that way, right? Like, I'm not just born like can't wait to murder, Okay,
it's not satisfying, but we get a little background on his hate for Jedi.
Well, satisfaction is hard to come by, so.
He wanted to be celibate, but the dark side makes you have sex.
Yeah. He's a sex addict who couldn't be helped by the Jedi. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
So to satiate Darth Maul's bloodlust, he goes on these expensive hunting trips that Palpatine charters.
Nice.
Yeah. He doesn't like use his lightsaber or anything, because anyone who sees a red lightsaber is like, oh, those 300-year-old Sith that we thought were all dead must be a Sith.
He's just using like an old hunting rifle that he found at his grandpa's cabin.
So, is that like lightsaber? So, does like, because I always, from again, like as an outside observer, thought that there was like a pretty significant correlation of like, hey, blue is like traditionally Jedi, like red lightsabers are traditionally Sith, but apparently like there's like an actual like cultural like dividing line that, hey, like Sith are specific, like if he had a red lightsaber, like, oh, you're Sith, like can they only get
I'm so glad you asked, Aaron, because there's a section in Master and Apprentice that I didn't think was worth going over.
Okay.
So what Obi-Wan explains. The kyber crystal force bonds with the user.
I know, but he's like laughing.
He's like, I remember.
He's like, oh, look, you just wait.
And look at you, Aaron. Now you're asking questions about things I understand.
Yeah. I threw that ball right up for Brian to just tee up.
Yeah, you lobbed a soft one down the middle for me there, buddy.
Not the other part, bud.
So the dark side, I guess, corrupting the kyber crystal turns the blade red.
Aha. Okay, so kyber crystals are not red traditionally.
Right.
Unlike fucking that
dude,
game
do kyber
lied
crystals
to me.
bond for life?
Ooh, great
Avatar?
question.
Is this some Harry Potter shit
Avatar.
where like it picks
Isn't
you?
that it?
Yeah,
Like
it
if
picks
you bond with a tree, you bond for life. I don't remember that movie that much. Not a different Avatar. Not
You
like
stick part of the lightsaber in your butt, and if it chooses you, then you keep it. I'm pretty sure that's.
I shove kyber crystals up your ass.
Yeah, whatever color it turns into is your lightsaber.
I knew it.
Oh man, those Jedi just stopped shoving kyber crystals up Padawan's
And what's up with Mace Windu then? Is what I'm curious about.
So Mace Windu has a fighting style that flirts with the line of light and dark side. So it came out purple.
Yeah. When he popped it up there, they're like, you're in the middle.
I thought that isn't it because
that girthy like purple blade.
You can't say that. I thought like yellow. Isn't yellow like archivist or something? Like
yellow's,
isn't that something?
Yellow's like neutral.
Yeah, yellow rejected both sides. It's neutral.
Okay.
We'll get into it eventually.
It makes sense with the purple lightsaber though, because would Yoda have tried to kill Palpatine? No. Or no, he would have taken him in.
Yoda couldn't even beat Palpatine because he's a little bitch. So
yeah, but hypothetically,
Not in my head.
Mace beat his fucking ass. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Mace Windu was like, I'm going to take these 4 other schlubs and we're going to show up. And they just get, the guys are like, it's like their first time ever fighting. Like, you watch that battle and he's not like, Palpatine's like, I'm evil and here's my lights. And he doesn't do anything spectacular. He's just like, yeah. And they're like, oh, can't block that one. Oops. And I'm like,
it might be their first time like battling another Force user.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, dude, come on, guys.
Like, because any of the Jedi that weren't, because when would Force users be fighting almost ever, except for obviously like the highest trained Jedi who are either practicing like Force, any sort of Force move,
sparring, like whatever. But
sparring. We have that Obi-Wan scene in Master and Apprentice where it's just like that doesn't make sense for 2 Jedi to battle. That's
totally.
Yep.
But no, man, like you gotta be.
I wonder if that is like George Lucas is actually like tight to the canon there, and is like, yeah, well, maybe they would be inexperienced because they
feel like we're getting closer to that assumption. Like, since we're doing all this, right, and I feel like we're learning a lot more about the entire canon. It's making more sense with some of the fucked up shit that happens in the movies because I've only seen the movies. So like, I'm like, why wouldn't these Jedi be able to fight? But if it's like
it actually kind of makes sense.
No lightsaber has touched another lightsaber in millions of years, I'd be like, oh, so they're just like, what do you mean he's got a lightsaber?
Like, he's got a what?
Like, no, that's not a blaster pistol. That's a okay, like that makes sense. So yeah, maybe George Lucas did the same podcast when he was a kid that nobody watched, and
how dare you?
I'm sorry, and he's like just following it to a T. So I guess. You never know. We'll have to have him on one day.
Oh, George Lucas? He would love to come on the show.
Yeah.
He won't stop emailing me about it. I'm like, Dr. Brian.
All the time in the
George, cannonballspodcast@gmail.com.
Is that his email?
He stole it. He listened to the shit show.
That son of a bitch.
Oh, damn.
He loves making money. He stole our IP.
She knew it was gonna be good. He's like, they got the one end. They're smart. They know.
So we've gotten through 1.5 bullet points in 27 minutes. Actually, we were pre-stream talking on Twitch. Never mind.
Also,
this is like dog years.
Our openings always take dog years to get done.
Well,
so yeah, man, that's
Our
good.
podcast is 1 year in dog years. It's an hour in dog years.
Oh,
yeah, no, it always takes a long time for us to get started, but
we'll
our fans know that, so we're good.
And we finished fast too, so don't worry.
Only way now.
Once we get going, it's over quick.
Yeah, we cruise to the finish line.
Yeah, it's just like an hour of foreplay, 20 minutes of actual conversation, and then we're done.
a little bit of cuddling.
A little bit of cuddling in the middle.
If you watch on Twitch, we'll cuddle you at the end of this.
Yeah. Virtual hugs.
So, chartered hunting trips.
Yep.
One of the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy, a Rathtar, which kind of just looked like a big meatball tentacle monster type thing.
Classic Reptar.
Is that the guy it's from Rugrats, right?
Yep,
yes,
Reptar.
From Rugrats. He lives on Tuan Kiti. Not important, but I wrote the name of the planet down. So he charters a trip.
You know what? I'm not going to say it. We're making too many apologies. I was going to ask if that's an Indian dish, but
it's fine. I'm fine with it. It's not.
Okay. That's from a learned place.
Yeah, can I get a Tuan Kiti and
garlic naan?
Garlic naan and a Tuan Kiti.
I love me some Rogan Yash.
I know you do, man. Dude, I've been dying to go out and get some Indian food. You're not around anymore, man.
You could meet me up here. There's like 80 Indian places in Somerville.
Really good.
Yeah, man, but like I'm not driving up there to get Indian food with you. What the fuck do I look like?
Why not?
It was like 15 minutes. 15 minutes was okay. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
2-hour trip for Indian food. I can still drive 15 minutes to get Indian food off the street.
I guess you're right. Punjabi Taka is good in Springfield.
Dude, you know what? Shout out to Punjabi Taka.
I know you're listening, owner of Punjabi Taka. All right.
Yeah, so he hangs out with Indian food, and he's gonna fight on the Indian food planet.
Yep, he's gonna fight the Raftars.
Raftars on the Indian food planet. Continue.
He's kind of lurking in the shadows and letting the hunters draw out the Raftars. Raftars come in, take out the hunters. He's flipping the way Darth Maul does, stabs him with this spear. He's sitting there like, oh, I've got my fear, my anger, and my hate. I've made it a weapon, and I'm just like a Rathtar. I'm a hunter.
He checks his pockets. I've got my fear, my anger, and my hate. Right now I can go.
It's like his left pocket, cell phone in the right.
Yeah, the gang's all here.
Gang's all here. He's like, SpongeBob back in action.
So he slaughters them, and then he's like, I envy their freedom. Better go back to Daddy Palpatine.
Ooh, Papa Palpatine?
Papa Palpatine.
So his little hunting trip's over. We're back on Coruscant, and he's lurking around in the shadows, just spying on Jedi, just watching them kind of seething in anger.
Fucking weird-ass shit.
Seething.
Yeah, seething. We see 2 Jedi who we don't name or ever see again, and they're at a market, and like, oh, I sense a disturbance in the Force, and they try to chase it in the alley, and Darth Maul runs away. I guess it was nothing, but it felt like the dark side.
How great would it be if they just caught him and killed him right there, and you're like, wait a minute.
Some like no-name Jedi.
Like, that doesn't sound right. You're like, I've seen him later on.
We thought he already died once.
What's crazy to me is like, so certain Jedi, and again, I guess it's like how powerful a Force user you are and how like strong your connection is to the Force and things like that. But like, I mean, there are literally scenes where like Obi-Wan or like Luke or whoever's like, oh my God, or Yoda's like, there's a disturbance in the Force like somewhere out in like the galaxy, universe, whatever. And yet these guys are 10 feet from a dark side. Like they're 10 feet away from a Sith, and they're like, I sense the dark side somewhere.
Yeah,
like
he's just dressed as Darth Maul with a hood on, selling them fucking kumquats, and they're like, something seems wrong.
Yeah, this guy's a little weird.
Yeah, it's not the street merchant, it's something else.
Yeah,
but no, I understand that point, because like the same thing. If Palpatine was the Sith Lord and he was there the entire time, like I never understood why nobody could tell that. Like.
He had like a Scooby-Doo mask on and like pulls it off like it was me. Like
Yoda's literally like in the same room with him, and he's like, something seems wrong in the world, but I can't pinpoint. I'm like, it's that guy next to you, bro. Like, I've never. That's just one of the things that I'm like. They always consent shit, and it's like that planet just blew up, and Yoda's like my heart, but he's literally standing right next to like a Sith Lord, and he's like, something seems wrong somewhere, and
Sith
I'm like, dude,
been gone for hundreds of years.
Getting some bad juju from this guy specifically. Like,
it's probably okay though.
Yeah. So Maul's view of the Jedi is super distorted. He hates them. He kind of thinks they're like fascists enforcing peace that, you know, is their version of peace and security. So
some Team America World Police style, like where they're like the Jedi are just like, we're policing whatever the fuck, like any issues, we'll take care of it, and you're kind of like,
use them.
Yeah, like you probably don't need to butt your fucking head into every. Like, yeah, I get that.
So he's lurking around Coruscant. I don't know where the hell he meets Palpatine and alleys and whatnot, but they're having a conversation, and he's just like, "Patience, my Padawan. Your anger, your fear, your hate, they make you strong, but you need some patience."
Strong as fuck.
Yeah.
They're just like, he's super strong. He's got like this.
He's shirtless in one of these scenes. Fucking, he made those teenagers.
Is he ripped?
He made those teenagers in the last.
Teenagers.
Fuck you, dude.
Look like anorexic kids, I tell you.
Yeah.
So
like a bunch of bitches.
Like to listen to apology to everybody struggling with anorexia.
Whoops.
Yeah, we know it's a disease. We understand that it's a major issue in America. So
we apologize to anyone with an eating disorder.
Yeah, body dysmorphia, the whole shebang.
Yeah, we'll just cover all of our bases right now. Yeah.
And Darth Maul did nothing for my body image. Let me tell you.
Is that why you hurt your elbow on those planks, Brian?
It was. I saw Darth Maul.
I was like, "How are you bleeding so much? And what the fuck did you do?
Well,
Is that in the plank?"
I was doing some alligator walks where you kind of crawl.
Yeah.
And then I was doing some like turning.
Side planks.
Doing some tuck planks, and it had slowly looked like rug burn after like a week. And then this Saturday, I look at my mat. Oh man, all the blood.
He's going for the Darth Maul body. I get it.
Exactly. All right, well, no, Darth Maul workout. Just
I'm okay with that,
really getting into the role.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I read a lot about Darth Maul. Let me get as muscular as possible for my Darth Maul week. We're like, all right, dude.
So Palpatine gives Maul another thing to do that isn't hunting Rathtar. He says, "Hey, there's some pirates out in the Kellic system. They are kind of fucking with my Trade Federation business, and we need you to go help because we can't ask the Republic to do it because it's not exactly legal what the Trade Federation want to do out in Kellic."
Okay, I thought you meant Trade Federation. You know what? I'm going to save it for when we talk about episode 1, but I have so much that I want to discuss about intergalactic trade and the Trade Federation. It's crazy.
I think we may get to that next week with this.
I'm so excited.
Padme book.
Fuck, dude. Trade Federation is a whole thing, man. And I was like, that's episode 1 selling point for me is the Trade Federation and intergalactic trade laws and space.
They're
space
called
Definitely,
Neimoidians.
You're always talking about how much you love the Trade Federation.
Well, they're just doing their job, and if the embargo on Naboo is legal, then it's legal. Man.
We'll find out.
Yeah, Hollywood stars and celebrities. What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. I can't wait to find out. That's a trick. I'm sorry.
JD Salinger over here.
Nice.
So the pirates have captured the Trade Federation people. They're called Neimoidians or Neimoidians, nematodes.
Yeah. Nimoy.
Hungry, and then they're thirsty after, and they drink SpongeBob's house. But
whole damn fucking pineapple, man.
Dude, then it just
that gave you heartburn, like. Jesus.
No. Have you ever eaten so much pineapple that the roof of your mouth is kind of cut up for some reason? I worked.
Say, Wes has got experience.
I worked cutting fruit for 3 years, man. I've eaten so much pineapple in my life. Probably more pineapple than most people have eaten.
Oh yeah,
and it definitely fucks you up. It's very acidic.
They have enzymes. The enzymes in the pineapple actually eat like your dead skin. So
Absolutely.
like tingling and shit that you're feeling, it's literally the enzymes. And whatever. I'm not gonna guesstimate what actual like scientific terminology is correct for what they're doing, but they're basically munching on your face.
That's why I stay away from pineapple.
What a man.
Yeah.
Top 5 fruit, though. It's definitely
the reason, Daryl?
No, I'm putting it out of my top 5.
Top 5 fruit.
Pineapple's definitely in the top 5.
Top 5 fruit. Pineapple.
I refuse.
I think pineapple's fringe. I think apple's an easy one.
I'm not a big apple guy.
I'm an apple guy.
All melons are garbage fruit.
All melons are garbage fruit. No melons in the top 5. Watermelon's fringe.
How do you guys feel about kiwi?
So you eat mealy apples and you're typecasting all other apples as mealy?
Apple. Everyone
You're choosing the bad apples, Brian.
Everyone loves apples.
There's phrases about that.
Give me a strand of apple. What's your favorite apple?
I agree.
My favorite, I'm weird.
There's one right answer.
Apple. Dude, no, I like a traditional like Granny Smith apple, but that's not popular. Well, yeah. See, that's when you ask opinions.
No, there's a formula just like dog ears.
Ravioli.
Did you call that fake science?
Yes.
Okay.
Fake science. Formioli, Aaron. Give me the formioli.
All right, Daryl. What's the best apple?
I'm with Aaron. Granny Smith.
What the fuck, you guys? It's Honeycrisp.
Okay.
Honeycrisp for like baking in a pie, sure.
No,
just Portland.
Fucking bite into it.
My favorite apple is anyone that's in the garbage. Fuck apples.
So Wes, we've only got pineapple in our top 5.
Strawberry's got to be top 5.
Strawberry's definitely top 5. I think kiwi is arguably like a low key top 5, like number 5.
I
think that's one.
I'm like a blueberry, raspberry, like small little berries kind of guy. Okay. I like the small berries, boys.
See, I'm putting lemon in top 5.
Lemon's a good one. Lemon's not good by itself, but there's so much you can do with lemon.
Yeah,
so I'm okay with
versatile.
Lemon's multifaceted, yeah.
Yeah, lemon you can do almost anything. You squirt it in like your nemesis eyes. So you're like, oh my eyes!
You put it on your own eyes to show how tough you are.
Yeah. Throw that shit up on Instagram, get a few 100,000 views.
Put it in both your eyes, yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No,
trying to think, oranges, cherries.
I like cherries, but not that much. Oranges are good.
What about clementines?
I think orange would eclipse a clementine just because they're very similar. Like, I don't know.
Oranges are okay.
Like, I think I'd have a hard time putting a lot of like small berries in the top. Like, I wouldn't have my top 5 be like raspberry, blueberry, blackberry. Like, I think you kind of have to pick like one of those.
Yeah, that's an old reference.
Maybe I should learn how to link a video in YouTube with that.
Yeah. You know what I
want to do? Tomato.
All right, we're moving on.
Daryl, you painted the conversation.
All right. No more top 5 fruit.
We all know the number 1 fruit is grapefruit. That's the.
You know the grapefruit method?
Yeah.
How to grapefruit your man?
Or whatever. I have seen that video, Brian. You should link that.
I have something for the post show, you guys. Tune in on Twitch.
Oh, fuck.
Tomatoes, though. Just everybody go down. Do you like tomatoes or not?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. I'm not
I'm coming around. I used to hate them. Now
I don't like tomatoes.
They're pretty hit and miss for me.
There's so much you could do. You could roast them and put balsamic on them. Throw them in a caprese
with
salad.
A little mozzarella, Daryl.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And then you eat a tomato as well as like have a delicious
salad.
taste.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, fuck tomatoes, man. I'm not a big fan.
So these pirates have the Trade Federation.
So
you like ketchup, Wes?
Ketchup is too sugary.
Whole different thing.
Pasta sauce, Wes?
Pizza sauce, Wes?
Pizza sauce?
Nope.
Marinara sauce, Wes.
Marinara sauce, Wes?
No.
Wait. Back to mozzarella sticks. You dip them in the marinara sauce, right?
No, you get the cube. Oh my god.
You dry stick it?
The cube of mozzarella. The beautiful square triangle.
There's this girl at my job that really likes hot sauce. and I told her I'm going to take a bottle of hot sauce, dump it out, and replace it with marinara sauce one day.
What's her hot sauce of choice?
I don't know that.
Oh, okay. She's obsessed with hot sauce, but you don't know which.
Yeah, I didn't get that far into it. I wasn't like, and what's your like? I was like, oh, that's cool.
Okay. I thought she was just like going through bottles of hot sauce at a time, and you're like, what's up with you?
I was like already thinking of how we can fuck with people as they talk.
Any chance I have to fuck with somebody, I'm like,
she probably actually did tell him, oh, this is my favorite hot sauce, and his mind was just...
Yeah, she's like, I like hot sauce, and my brain just tuned out, like, how can I make that a thing? I was like, how am I going to sabotage that somehow? Yeah, so the rest of the conversation was just a blur to me. I have no idea. No idea.
Maul's cruising in on his starfighter. He takes out the cruisers escorting the ship.
Yep.
And he gets in, starts killing pirates.
Mm-hmm.
The Nemoidians are like, we told you we had strong allies, you dumb pirates.
Yeah, fuck you, pirates.
This one pirate's like, hey, you're a Jedi, right? Because he's actually using his lightsaber this time. I have some information you may want. This pirate lady, Zeb Zerexis. I'm going to struggle saying that this whole time.
Zebs are X's, yep.
Zeb Zerexis is auctioning off a Jedi Padawan she captured as a prisoner. And
is that a connection to?
Oh no! Did we lose Wes?
Dude, the irony of him saying "is that the connection" as he loses connection is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I don't. All right, well, we're gonna continue. He's back.
Are you back, Wes?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I was like,
you were talking about connections, and yours went.
yeah, classic. Life.
These quarantines. So yeah, the Zrexis cartel has a Jedi Padawan prisoner. They're going to auction off to other ne'er-do-wells. And Maul's like, hey, thanks for the info, murder.
Dead.
And the Trade Federation says, hey, thanks for rescuing us. Palpatine's going to be really happy with that info about the Padawan. Good job interrogating that dude. He's like, too bad the pirates killed everyone on the ship. And they say, huh? And he murders them too. So Maul's just really into murder.
He's a huge fan of murder.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, that's how it's gonna be sometimes. That's his thing. That's his shtick. Is he's like, and here comes the murder, and you're like, yeah, but like, he sent you out here to make sure that the trades go through. He's like, yeah, but if I kill everybody, who cares? And they're like, yeah, but I guess murder.
So he gets this idea. He's like, oh, this Padawan could be my first Jedi kill. I could, pop my cherry. Palpatine won't have to know about it.
It's like a little fucking 3-year-old, and he's like, gonna murder this bitch. It's pretty much when Anakin's like, time to kill the younglings. Look how many Jedis I killed. You're like, really though? Really?
Yep.
I'm not impressed. I'm already not impressed.
Dude, Maul would cream his pants if he got to kill that many younglings.
That's disgusting. It was so gross. Aaron had to leave.
He did.
He was like, I ran out of moonshine. I can't handle this.
Are you guys really going to intermission on me again? Bring more than one beer to wherever you're recording.
My second one's already almost out. It's
all
cool.
Right, I'll talk to whatever professionals want to hang out.
I'll hang out. I'm ready.
When can we expect our USB beer freezers for our second beer?
Sound it out, buddy.
Just go get your beer. Just go get your beer.
Yeah, no, see, I have this fridge like literally 5 feet away from me, so I can just scrooge down.
Right. Wes is the only one committed to this podcast and got a mini fridge for his room.
I did. I built this company from the ground up.
I mean, I expected that to be in our budget.
We're still in the red, boys, unfortunately.
I also want to talk to you during this.
Can you tell Tudor to crunch the numbers again?
I haven't been paid yet, and yeah, I'm.
Hey,
you guys are
during these times, I need all my workers to pitch in.
Okay, but I need my checks. So
I was told there'd be a check.
I've been getting mine, Wes. I don't know what happened to yours.
And the child mentioned a check. Okay. All right, fine. Are we not doing just blind Grinch references?
Oh, we should try to do a blind Grinch read through, you and I, one day.
Me and you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, Wes will be the Grinch and Brian will be Max.
Max, fetch my cloak.
I think he only barks once or twice.
Yeah, he has literally almost no, like, not even like response barking. Like, he has like, yeah.
He may have more dialogue than Darth Maul in Phantom Menace, though.
In terms of the Grinch,
it's more screen time for sure.
If you were to do a 2-person read through of the Grinch, what would the second person, like the first person is the Grinch, who's the second person?
It's any townsperson and Cindy
Lee's the Grinch people going back and forth.
Has the second most lines?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
All right.
Mayhew, I think, has some long monologues.
I was thinking he was a close number 2. You know, like the Grinch obviously is the focal point. Who's the next guy? Who's the next guy? Who's the guy? You know?
You know those like shitty like Jack Black or Eddie Murphy movies where they play all the characters?
Like Fatty's Part 2?
Norbit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that Brian used Jack Black.
Imagine that Fatty's was a real movie.
Yeah, I was like, he used Jack Black from a movie.
I was gonna say that was a parody, like
Eddie Murphy movies.
Yeah,
he plays every character. So I was like, yeah, Fatty's Part 2 wasn't a real movie. You know, like
Fatty's Part 2.
Parties.
No, Fatty's Part 2.
Okay.
Like you know like those religious movies where the 2 dudes are gay, like Satan's Alley, and I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. You know, like the Scorcher films. Have you guys seen all the Scorcher films?
The quadrilogy, of course I have.
Yeah, no, Scorcher 5. Who left the freezer open? Come on, man.
I'll think about that while I crack open my can of booty sweat.
Yes, thank you.
Booty sweat. Get him chugging up some of Appa's ass water. That'll bring him around. You're all.
That movie did not age well.
Dude, I completely disagree. That movie aged fantastic.
Yeah, that's not great. As you know, as Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback, and he did that shit in blackface. Like, there's like, oh, he's a drug addict, fuck up guy, and he's like, no, wait, I got something for you guys. I'm gonna do blackface in a comedy. And everyone's like, he's doing great. I'm like,
dude, he got nominated for an Academy Award for that role.
What?
Wait, in the movie?
Shit.
Oh, yeah. No, in real life, Robert Downey Jr. got nominated for Academy Award. For that.
Simple Jack. Simple Jack got Academy Awards.
Oh, that's Tug Speedman, not Robert Downey Jr. Come on.
You're right. My mistake.
So we should do a whole production of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but just us 4 play every character.
Deal. I will just
do play every character.
like a table read. Yeah, we all read over each other. You all just read the entire script together.
There's like 4 Grinches
at different paces. Like, oh shit.
In varying qualities of costume too.
Yeah.
Why are we dressing up?
Wes has just got green face on.
The like, movie in green face.
Yeah.
All right. So Maul wants to find this Padawan. He heads to this moon called Narshada, and it is the moon of Narhut, the home planet of the Hutt species. So Hutt is a race of alien. There you go.
Like Pizza Hut.
Yep.
Pizza the Hut.
So it's nicknamed Smuggler's Moon. He heads into a bar, and he starts asking some questions. Now, the bartender's also a Zabrak.
Wow, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, I know. Like, there's other races that have more than one being in this galaxy.
Well, then show it more.
Yeah.
He'll say you wouldn't know.
So the bartender's like, I don't know, Zevzrexus.
Yeah, right? Me either, because that's way too hard to pronounce. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, Rabs Rex. I don't know.
Crab Rangoon.
I don't know, Rabs Crab Rangoon. And he's like, yeah, that's fair. Who does?
So he's like, and that sounds something like a Jedi would be asking. Get out of here, Jedi scum. Maul does not like this. He starts a fight with some ruffians.
And murders them all.
Flying sidekicks them out the window. So he's beating their ass, but he's like, I can't really use my lightsaber because Jedi are definitely going to be on the same trail I am looking for this Padawan. So he's just using his fists. And this alien with this Cthulhu-like tentacle face.
Yeah.
His name is Dirty Calgriz.
Well, that's it for me. You guys have a good night.
I know.
That can't be, like, is his first name Dirty? Like, come
Yeah,
on.
poor guy. Yeah.
But asshole parents.
Dirty Calgriz spits in his face and blinds Maul.
Honey, what should we name our son? Well,
Dirty.
Pretty dirty.
Well,
Piece of shit. Yeah.
So he blinds Darth Maul. They kind of beat him up, and they're about to shoot him. Then a knife hits Dirty Calgriz right in the chest.
Is he okay?
No.
Right.
The rest of them... The rest of them are like, whoa, he killed Dirty Calgriz, and I didn't even see him throw a knife. And then the rest of them get shot, and we meet bounty hunters Aura Singh and Cad Bane.
Oh, I know Cad Bane.
You do?
Wow.
That name's familiar. Yeah.
Daryl, do you know Cad Bane?
Nope.
Yeah, he's
right.
blue. He has like a little top hat, right? And he's blue.
Yeah, he's got this cool trench coat and
Yeah, he's
cowboy hat.
he kind of reminds me of the robot detective guy from Fallout.
4, yep.
Yeah. I'm like, that's him if he had blue face.
Exactly. Cad Bane's really cool. He's recurs a lot in Clone Wars, the TV show.
Is he just in the animated series?
And this comic.
Okay. I meant before, yeah.
You never watched this comic on television, Daryl?
So they shoot the rest of them. I guess maybe they overheard the conversation about Zrexus.
Yes.
You don't have to do his whole name every time if you don't want to. Excuse me, her.
Zev.
Right.
We'll just say Zev.
Name.
They heard about Zev's, him asking about Zev. And I guess they overheard a gang saying, oh, well, we got invited to that Padawan auction. And they murdered that gang and stole their ship. And now they're going to offer it to Darth Maul for a hefty fee.
I thought they're going to steal their shirts. And I was like, that's smart. That way they think you're the gang. But
We're the auctioneers. We buy every Padawan. They had a gang name.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's fine.
They're on their way. Darth Maul agrees. He's got, Palpatine's purse, so he could pay them whatever they want. And
Or you can just murder them.
he could just murder them.
He's like, guys, I got this. He takes out like the little coin purse and is like,
Just one big gold coin. He's like,
yeah, he's like,
cover it. And they're like,
got it.
yeah, it's good.
Like, oh, that's Palpatine's purse.
Oh, I didn't know that this dude had Palpatine's purse.
Yeah.
I like it.
So they're on their way to the auction. Maul's meditating in the back. The bounty hunters are like, well, he looks pretty formidable. I don't know why he needs us.
Was his shirt off?
Maul, not at this moment. I'll
Not yet.
let you know when his shirt's off.
Okay.
Nice.
Flexing hard.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I
look at
thought
me.
that's how they knew he was formidable.
It's like, guys,
He's
did
just
you
standing
use a
there
beach
flexing.
ball?
Bonus rounds.
Guys, is that your beach ball? Is that the line?
No. See the flexing.
Yeah, and he's
Aaron
like,
does it a lot.
the beach is over there. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Audio
That's when I'm in the
listeners,
parking lot
if you're
for the beach.
interested, YouTube,
Like the beach is over there.
Cannonball's podcast. So Maul's back there meditating. Bounty hunters are suspicious of him, and
Sure.
we get a flashback to Palpatine taking a Padawan Maul to a Sith planet. Now this planet's all like ash. There's like kind of bodies, like burnt as statues. Like the place was nuked.
Just like Anakin, just like crispy.
Yeah.
Just like in the video game. Okay, we're gonna do this together, boys. The video game where you
Terminator 2.
no, you get to play as different colored knights. Castle Crashers.
Castle
Remember that?
Crashers.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Remember
man.
the
That's a
levels where
classic
everybody's all like ash frozen.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, yeah, that's some cool shit. Cool.
Oh, hey, Wes. I played that
Yeah.
game.
That's topical reference. That's a reference. people play that now, probably.
That's a top 5 like party game back in the day. I feel like
they remastered it and then put it out for the exact price. So yeah,
I didn't know they remastered. That's cool.
So we get the idea. Maul's already bought into the whole dark side thing. He's becoming a Sith. He's working for Palpatine. But
that's murder. It's easy for him. I feel
like we're flashing back. Remember, we're flashing back to the Sith planet.
To murder.
He's cool with murder at this point. We'd assume.
Yeah, they're not like best friends, but like definitely like acquaintances. Yeah.
He sees this whole Sith planet. Now it's not clear if this is an illusion, if they're all like Sith warriors, if there's kids, adults, but a whole bunch of bodies, and Palpatine's like, oh, look at these peaceful Jedi fucking nuking this whole planet. Not really the good people they say they are. And he kind of somehow, I assume, like, transplants all the fear, anger, and hate of all these dead Sith into Maul, and now he's just like super angry. Maul's like the embodiment of everything dark side. He doesn't have an ounce of light in him from this. And he really hates the Jedi from feeling all the anguish and death on that planet.
So Sith planets, right?
Yes.
Are they like hidden somehow? Because I feel like the Jedi just sit around and do nothing all the time. Like they would probably go to these places and try to destroy them. So, but I feel like it's all like even.
Well, they kind of did. Just why get rid of that big floating rock?
No, yeah, with this case, sure, but like I feel like there's different places like that have not been discovered, and
surely.
But again, my whole thing, like you can feel things, and you're like, oh man, I sense a disturbance, but you can't be like, that huge fucking planet seems to be bad. Like,
yeah, it's just looming like in the background.
No, well, you have that, and then you have like everything's cataloged, so like you would think
it's not in the archives, it doesn't exist.
Absolutely. So, but you would think that they would have better housekeeping, as just like they're not on the run. The Sith are supposed to be like hidden and secretive. Jedi are like everybody's like, oh, if you're a Jedi, it's cool. So like you should have a better catalog of what's going on.
Do the Jedi handshake.
What's the Jedi secret passcode? And you're like, oh shit, I have no idea. Like you're not really Jedi, you're Darth Maul.
Yeah.
May the Force be with you. Damn it, he got it.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Nailed it. Yeah, I just feel like they've had so much time to like go on these missions and try to erase any of this shit. Like how
they've just been chilling for a few thousand years.
Just like, let's just sit here and read prophecies. Be like, well, there's some fucked up shit going on out there, and they're like, eh.
So there were supposed to be some books coming out this summer, all titled The High Republic, then : something else, that take place 200 years before Phantom Menace, which happens during the Sith Wars.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some answers. They've all been pushed to 2021. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's a publishing issue. Because I'd assume writers can still write during these times.
It's actually a lot harder because the constant threat of COVID.
They're busy reading prophecies.
They're too busy watching Cannonball's podcast. They're worried we're going to tear their book apart. They all have to start over from scratch.
Yeah, be sure I don't want to put my book out in these trying times.
Yeah, don't read nowadays.
We have to actually write a good book now.
Yeah, they're like, in this economy.
I like that one.
There haven't been Sith for hundreds of years. Like they didn't just ask the Sith to go away.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but there haven't been Sith, but there's still Sith planets and obviously like Sith believers. So like maybe make sure, like if you really want to take care of a problem, maybe like make sure like you're like, oh, the Sith, they haven't talked to us in a while. Doesn't mean they're not out there. So, like
dude, it's a neo-Nazi shit. Like
yeah, absolutely. If I spray like a hornet's nest and I go, yeah, well I sprayed it so bees don't exist. But make sure you keep up with that shit. Like, okay, I gotta check the other side of the house. I gotta check. Like, you still would check and make sure everything's in order. You wouldn't just be like, oh, we killed the last Sith in the world, so they must be gone. And it's like, yeah, maybe keep an eye out, pay attention.
No way by murdering people have we radicalized other people.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, I'm sure that they were just like, oh well, let's stop.
Yeah.
So we may have a very rational Sith in 2021 when we read those books, but
you killed Aaron.
I did. He's like a rational Sith. Sith only deal in absolutes.
It's probably all that moonshine. It's all that moonshine he's been drinking.
Aaron, you're drunk. Go throw up in a trash can.
I'm dead.
Right, too much moonshine, right? All that moonshine you had.
Yes, that was a lot.
So anyway, they flash back to this planet that's been nuked, but still is in orbit, which really bothers Wes.
So they nuked it already, so I'm okay. It's just
like manipulating Maul, like
that's what it feels like to me.
Because I feel like could he just show him like this barren wasteland and be like, "Man, can't believe the Jedi's did this." Like,
oh no, absolutely,
right?
That's absolutely what it is. It's just with no real background of Darth Maul from before, you don't really know. Like you probably at this point, from what I've heard, you didn't really need to push him anymore. He was all ready to go out and murder all the Jedi. Like, you don't have to show him that planet. He's already upset. He's just already just a murderous dude no matter what.
Well, this flashback is the earliest Maul we have seen as...
Oh, no, sure, but I'm saying, like, from my understanding of it is that he was just born, like, time to murder, and that's just...
We get some origin in Clone Wars, I hear.
What about Clone Wares?
Palpatine just takes him.
Check out some of my Clone Ware.
Palpatine just takes him to like a planet, and he shows a Jedi like giving a bad tip, and he's like, so look at those.
those stingy Jedi.
Yeah. Just Maul's like, sons of bitches. Like, I hate the Jedi.
Meanwhile, tip culture doesn't exist on that planet because they pay their workers living wages.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, oh, that Jedi only gave him a 10% tip. Time to tell me. We should kill them all.
Yeah.
Basically.
I like it. He's like, he didn't come to a full stop at that stop sign. Fuck that. He's probably a Jedi. And Darth Maul's like, yeah, he is a Jedi. I like it.
So they get to the auction by Zev, and Maul sneaks away to go see or maybe try to kill the Padawan. And the Padawan's like, whoa, something's really off with this guy. But Zev walks in and is just like, hey, you can't see the merchandise. I should kill you, but I won't. Go join the auction with all your friends.
I'm gonna kill you. Oh, no, I'm not. Like...
So they get back in, and there's a lot of big gangs here who want to buy a Padawan. And the protocol droid that they didn't kill that belonged to the gang, the bounty hunters, Cad Bane and Aurra Sing, are still with them. The protocol droid is saying, hey, you don't have nearly enough money to win this Padawan. So they decide we will just wait to see who wins the Padawan and
kill them and take the Padawan?
Take the Padawan. Classic, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not like a casino where they walk you to the car, right?
Right. Well, they're all like pirates and bad guys. Like they.
No, but it's like you win, right? Collect your merchandise and get out, and then like somebody can just follow you out and stab you and take your shit. They're like, oh well. There's no professional security around. It's
no. This
it's not that kind of a place. You're
back alley thing. So they sneak away. Some rich people win the Padawan. Darth Maul and the bounty hunters steal the Padawan and bring them back to their ship. Now, I guess Zev kind of predicted this when she saw Maul trying to see the Padawan and rigged that ship with some explosives. So they take off and they blow up just some vital systems so it just crashes on the planet below. And now Zev is like, hey, fucking 300,000 credits if you want to go hunt a Padawan. And so she made auction money and hunting money. So now they're off to hunt this Padawan. So they crash on the planet. Everyone survives. Maul sends the bounty hunters to go look for a ship and him and the Padawan are gonna team up to kill some hunters. The Padawan's like, I've figured out why you don't want the bounty hunters to come with us. It's because you're a Sith. He's like, I'm not a Sith.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Yeah. No, I'm not a Sith. It's like, what's that? Oh,
I literally see your giant lightsaber.
Yeah. What's a Sith? He's like, dude, I saw episode 1. You're a Sith.
So they get surrounded by some bounty hunters. Darth Maul's like, fine, I'll free you so we can kill these people. So they team up for a little bit. And the Padawan's like, all right, let's fucking do this shit, you and me. And we get the first...
And the Padawan Count Dooku the whole time. Oh my god.
Count Dooku's old and doing his own thing at this point. We're going chronologically, you guys. Chronologically.
Anakin consciousness. Oh my god, it was Luke all along, wasn't it? I knew it.
It was fucking the Garrow, the rock kid.
Oh. That kid's an animal.
I love it.
So they team up, kill some bounty hunters. After that, she says, hey, let's go. She's a Twi'lek, by the way, if that matters to anyone. And so they have a fairly even fight. Obviously, none of them have fought lightsaber to lightsaber. And she thinks she beats Darth Maul by throwing her lightsaber at this cliff and rocks crashing on him. So she kind of lets her guard down, and then Darth Maul jumps out of the rocks without a fucking shirt on. And
there we
I
go.
Tell you, he puts Henry Cavill to shame with his pecs.
Damn.
And he fucking just stabs right through her, and she's like, fuck. Very nice.
It's like pecs. And she's dead.
It's like, you're ripped.
Yeah.
And her last words were,
more push-ups. 3 weights. Oh.
So Maul kills her. He's like, well, this didn't feel as great as I thought I did. I'm still angry and hateful, and I fear things.
Didn't see that coming.
For some reason, murdering someone didn't solve all my problems.
He's like, huh, the murder wasn't bad, but I still feel empty.
Yeah, he's like, I was angry and sad, and after murdering someone in anger and sadness, I'm still angry and sad.
Like, huh, can I? Maybe I could murder them again.
Yeah, double murder. I'll double down on the Sith stuff.
Just transfer their consciousness into a clone or something.
I should try harder.
Yeah.
More murder, please.
I need an extra lightsaber on the end of my actual lightsaber.
One lightsaber's worth of murder's not enough. I need 2.
2 lightsabers of murder. So Maul finds Cad Bane, who's murdered all the other hunters. They found a ship, and he's like, hey, I'll pay you just to drop me off at Zeb's ship, and you could be on your way. Cad Bane never saw any lightsaber or anything, so he just thinks it's this weird guy who likes to murder Padawans.
Yeah. He's got some tattoos on his face or whatever.
No questions asked. Cad Bane is actually really cool. I'd love a Cad Bane story.
I'll write you.
Cad Bane is cool, and I feel like he's actually I feel like a pretty well-known character, like relatively outside of like the basic Star Wars.
Yeah, one of the most well-known outside of like the movies.
Yeah, and I think
if I know who it is, then yeah.
Because Jango and Boba Fett are 2 of like the most popular Star Wars, like that sort of bounty hunter, and with like the Mandalorian, like I think there's clearly this like people are into like the whole space cowboy sort of thing, and I think if they threw like Cad Bane into Mandalorian, like that'd be pretty sick.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Cad Bane's as cool as I like to imagine Boba Fett is.
Yeah, he
like Cad Bane's the story you imagine Boba Fett had before they.
I agree.
Added
I agree. I like that.
So they're cruising off. Cad Bane,
they're cruising off.
Money, like,
Cad Bane's like, thanks for the money. I'm out of here. Yeah. We don't see him for the rest of the story. Story's pretty much over. But he goes into Zeb's ship, kills everyone, including Zev. Zev somehow knew he was a Sith. Not really important, because she's got a lightsaber right through her belly.
Yeah.
So
he's got a lightsaber. It's like inside of her.
So he goes back to Coruscant, and
she can predict the future, but she's only 5 minutes behind. I can predict the future, but it's a 5-minute delay. It's like, oh, now is when I get killed, and it's like, yeah, you're stabbed.
He goes back to Coruscant, and he's like, oh, Palpatine, I took care of those pirates, and he's like, how was killing that Padawan? Maul's like, fuck, you knew.
He's like,
He's like, yeah, you know what? It kind of left me empty feeling.
Yeah.
He's just dead honest. He's like, it wasn't that great.
He says, shit, you know I failed. And Palpatine says, did you fail? Or did you use your fear, your hate, your anger like a tool like I told you to?
Cheeky.
Gang's all here.
He says, I planned this whole thing. I knew you'd go chase down that Padawan. And I'm proud of you, son.
Hey guys, I think I'm going to put it out there. I think Palpatine's kind of an asshole.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
That doesn't seem right.
This is a controversial opinion, but he's kind of a douchebag.
No, I think he's just trying to be the best dad he can be.
Yeah. It's like, hey, son, I set up this murder just for you.
After Mr. Maul left the family.
Yeah.
And
teach you how to kill.
He's like, you know what?
I'm Mr. Oppress.
Yeah, Mr. Oppress, all he's doing is just holding you back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Won't let him do what he wants.
You, if you will. And
yeah.
I'm here to make sure you're okay. I'm like the dad you never had.
Mr. Oppress isn't your real dad.
Yeah.
He may be your father, but he ain't your daddy.
He's not my real dad. And yeah, no, you know what? I think he just did the best with what he had, you know?
Come here to Papa Palpatine.
Papa Palpatine is trying to be a cool dude, man. He's like, you know what, son? Just go out, do a little bit of murder. Maybe you'll feel better. I'm okay with it.
So he says, hey, proud of you for showing one of the strongest Sith traits, defiance. Your hate, your anger, your fear, they are just tools. They are not your master. He walks away, and Darth Maul under his breath goes, no, you are my master.
Oh, shit, that's like some stupid-ass shit right there.
Yeah.
That's like, no, I love you. I'm like, oh, yikes. And then Darth Maul kills him, right? Is that the end of it?
That's the end of it.
Darth Maul stabs him right there.
So there is, in the Age of Republic, there is a Darth Maul section.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit short. We're going to go through it. But that's the end of the Darth Maul graphic novel by Cullen Bunn. Was that his name?
Is that his name?
That can't be right.
It's single bun. It's Cullen Bunn. One bun.
Okay, that's better.
Cullen Bun or Colin Bun?
Colin.
Colin?
I'm really upset that that got me. Phone? Why did Colin Bun make me laugh so hard?
It's your child, and
right. It's very close to Colin Bun though.
It is.
Well,
Colin Bun has two N's in it.
Yeah, okay, that makes it better.
Yep.
Well, and what would make you pronounce it like Colin instead of like? Don't they pronounce it Colin Powell? And isn't his name just pronounced like it's spelled Colin? So couldn't it hypothetically be the pronunciation is Colin Bun? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Colin, I know you're listening. Right in.
Yeah. Comment on our.
I'm gonna start tweeting at these authors.
We need to.
From the Cannonballs podcast Twitter, you guys should all
be like, hey, check out your an analysis of your story this week on Cannonballs.
We should set up our social media game. Does anyone want to volunteer as social media manager, or I can handle that? It's cool.
Honestly, if we LLC this, Steph will do it because she needs an internship.
Does she want to be an intern?
I was going to say, I took social media marketing in school too.
Yeah, Steph needs an internship, and she's a communications major, so this would be like...
Holy shit, Steph can be tell her right now.
Brian said that you can be... Brian said that you can be our intern and manage our social media. She said, I'm good with that, and I don't know if she meant, like, I don't want to do it, or that's
like, I'm not interested. I'm good with that. No thanks.
You don't want to do it?
No, I would enjoy it very much.
She said that she would enjoy it very much.
Okay, great.
So,
I will send her all the logins.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's I don't know how much You know, if you can actually get credit for this as an internship, you might be able to.
Hilarious.
That would be awesome. Because
she can give herself any fucking title she wants. List me as a reference. I'll sign off on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you guys know.
All right.
She's head of our social media marketing department.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'll be like, wow, you started.
Honestly, what better experience than this?
No, I know. If you can make this something, you've done a great job.
Yeah, you deserve. Yeah,
you graduate. That's it. You're done.
That's like 100 credits.
Yeah, that's 100 credits to work.
100 credits to Gryffindor.
Yeah,
100 credits to Gryffindor. J.K. Rowling's a little kind of a piece of shit, but that's a whole nother story, right? Are we not? No politics this week.
What do you mean?
I'm good on the politics.
You don't love her constantly going back and retconning her fucking things to horn shoehorn in other stuff. Yeah, we can skip it, but she's definitely annoying.
Is this Harry balls?
Honestly, that may be the funniest thing, Daryl. I think Daryl doesn't talk at all. And that's definitely
sign us off now.
The entire podcast, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Is this Harry balls?
Daryl could just shut his thing up.
Welcome to Harry balls.
Yeah. Spongy hairy balls.
Oh man, in 7 years when we get through all the Star Wars canon, we could go back and do Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'll run that one. I read the books.
I don't believe you.
No, that was like the last book I read.
You read all of the books last week?
No, not last week, but those were like the last books I read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I remember. I read those books. I read all those books.
Okay. I only saw Deathly Hallows a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's horrible. You should have watched that years ago.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right.
I'm a little upset about Harry's kids' names, but...
You mean the fact that his kids' names are Harry, Ron, and Hermione?
Yeah, it was weird.
That's not actually true. I don't think.
It's Albus Severus Potter.
Oh, yeah. It's Freddie Prinze Jr. Potter.
Ooh, that would have been good.
I hope she retcons that. J.K. Rowling, I know you're listening.
Yeah. Right now, she's thinking about other wizardly bodily functions and what would contextually make sense for them. They're like, oh, if they shit in the wizarding world, well, even though there's clearly bathrooms in multiple movies and Moaning Myrtle literally lives in a bathroom, let's pretend that they fucking evaporated their shit and moved it other places. Like,
dude, the wizarding world presents a lot of social issues if you think about it too hard.
Oh, yeah. That's why
it's potions and consent and oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, no, it's a sketchy. The time turner and all that shit. Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
She made a fucking mess.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that end up very, 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 very wrong if you if you use them in the wrong. They're like, we're kids and we use these in the right way, and I'm like, yeah, but if they exist, somebody's using them in the wrong way. Yeah, I'm like, do you think that Jared Fogel's like, oh, I'm not using the Apologies potion to make myself look like a little kid? I'm like, yikes, that's not good.
So, Age of Republic, Darth Maul.
Yeah, man,
we're gonna lose our Subway endorsement.
Yeah. That's okay. Bill Gates is better, anyways.
We're having Jared on next week.
$5
Leto.
Yes, Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. He's going to talk about Jared
He's
from
talking
Subway.
about releasing the Snyder Cut.
Hey.
So, Age of Republic, the comic's called Ash. So, Darth Maul has started to pretend to be the head of a cartel on Coruscant. And he's using the name of the Padawan he killed in the last comic book. Like, welcome to the... I don't remember the Padawan's name because it's not important. So he decides he's going to hire the best thief on Coruscant to steal some spice. That is Star Wars for drugs.
I don't know, dude. I think it's just spice, man. I like the same stuff they put in Lemongrab's food, so he gets that crazy. It's just spice. So spice. The same difference. Doesn't matter. Too young to rule the kingdom! Go ahead.
So he's working with this thief. He senses that he's got some grasp of the Force, though he's not aware of it. He's a good fighter. And maybe he could have been a Jedi. And he's just thinking, oh, another fucking failure of the Jedi. guy had no other options to turn to but be a thief. He could have been a Jedi, but the Republic, and he's real anti-establishment and Jedi.
The government, look what they made this dude be. Like, he could have been a Jedi, but then like it's not like he could have got another job. So look at him selling spice, classic Jedi. Yeah.
So they go to the spice deal, goes wrong, of course, and the thief's like,
Spice
"Hey,
deal.
you really hold your own there. You're a good
Spicy.
ne'er-do-well." And then Darth Maul's like, "You too," murders him. I'm thinking he's just taking out people for fun was the idea of it.
Yeah.
I like a book where you never know. Like Darth Maul's like, this guy, he could have been a Jedi, but he has like force power, so maybe I'll make him a Sith murder. And I'm like, oh, like I figured that you like try to bring him. Oh no, you just blindly murder him. Okay,
he becomes really one-dimensional when I read these comics, and
I agree.
He kind of is in the movie too, if you think about it. But his character, I guess, is fleshed out a little more in Clone Wars. We get some origin story.
Sure.
He becomes an actual cartel leader. Spoilers. So he's chilling with Palpatine in some alley again. And Palpatine's not happy with all his antics, running around, killing with not lightsabers and stuff.
Selling spice.
So he's like, hey, it's about time we go back to that planet with all the bodies. Malachor. We get a name for the planet. So he brings him back to the planet with all the bodies where he initially developed his deep hatred for Jedi. And he gets a vision, probably given to him by Palpatine, that he's in a different life and he's a Jedi. He's wearing like the tan robe. He saves this family of other Zabreks. They're like, hey, thanks, Jedi. You're such a good guy. Like all Jedi. And Maul, like, in his vision, realizes he's in a vision and starts murdering the family, because that's what Darth Maul is in this comic.
Murderer.
Which is weird, because you'd think, I don't know. That seems odd, like, because wouldn't you think if he's having the dream about, like, being the Jedi and, like, saving these people and they're, like, of his species and being like, wow, thank you, Jedi, for saving us, that he'd be like, maybe the Jedi, like, aren't so bad, but he completely fucking...
I think it was a test of how far gone he was by Palpatine.
Oh, okay. Fair enough, yeah.
And he sees this and he tells the little kid, no, your perception of Jedi is a lie. He's like lucid in this vision.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Like some out-of-body like experience a little bit. Yeah, like he's watching himself. Like,
who doesn't like a nice lucid dream? So yeah. I'm like, look, I can fly, and for some reason I still can't, but that's okay. We'll discuss my dreams later.
So he murders the family. Palpatine's like, good.
Why does he sound like Watto?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Watto's watching over his shoulder like,
Lewis, boy.
Good, but I do not accept Republic credits. I'm very confused.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like a hard left turn. Like,
I'm like, well, you had me up until the point where that Watto showed up in the dream.
Yeah.
So Palpatine tells him, hey, your emotions make you strong, but we need some patience because there's a lot of fucking Jedi. Because at the end of the vision, when Maul murders the Jedi, the family, a shit ton of Jedi surround him and kind of strike him down. So
do they become more powerful than he'd ever imagined?
I think Maul's pretty powerful.
All right.
He's strong as shit, I feel like.
Yeah. Maul, so that's the end of all our Darth Maul material until episode 1. Maul just seems to be like a Palpatine creation, basically.
Sure. He's molded by him.
Yeah.
I was born in the darkness, molded by it.
He is.
Maybe if we got an origin story, it could shed more light.
Clone Wars. He's just so pure darkness. Like Dooku, we have him as a Jedi initially.
Sure.
Vader's a Jedi initially.
Yep.
Palpatine is a seemingly nice senator.
Palpatine's just like, look at me, I'm a politician.
Yeah.
Everything's
Maul
okay.
is just so...
That's the best disguise because no one would expect a politician to do anything.
Nobody would expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
But yeah, like Darth Maul, if you see him on the street, like that guy's fucked up. Everybody else, you're like, yeah, give or take. Count Dooku could be like your wise uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, he's cool, but he's a Sith. Darth Vader's like, look at me, I'm just an angry kid who wants to save his wife who gets killed anyway.
So we get this view of the Sith, which is, we think of the Emperor, we think of Maul, they're pure evil. But we've got these outliers like Count Dooku and just stories of the Sith basically saying, well, we're going to have emotions and not be celibate and love and all this stuff. We're not going to be robots. So I'm actually kind of excited for the High Republic to come out in a year, and I think they're going to do more with that time in the galaxy. But yeah, Maul was pretty one-dimensional.
So did you feel like, or I guess where would these stories sort of fall, or this story rather fall in your sort of ranking system? I feel like the ones that we consider sort of the top one or two are probably going to stay there for a bit, but I'm curious what you're thinking.
I don't want to give away too much of the rankings because I think a fun ranking show would be in order.
Very true.
After Phantom Menace, but it was better than I let on, as are all these comics and books that we read. I'm always curious. Better than the Qui-Gon Jinn comic, I'd say, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm always curious about like the consistency of like the quality of writing, because like so much of, and not just Star Wars, but I feel like large universe, like, I don't know, any franchise that has like this large extended universe or whatever, like some of the canon and even just like exterior writing stuff can like drop in quality. Like you can just get Joe Schmo just being like, oh, I'm adapting this part of this story, and like they're just writing up whatever, and it's there's no like, it's not like there's one author who's been like writing, the whole like, chronological story of Darth Maul or anything and like making it his own kind of. It's just a bunch of, kind of random people. Not random, but...
Well, eventually we're going to get to a few authors who had, like, pretty well-known names in the non-canon universe, the extended universe. Till Disney decided what was real and what was not. Like, Timothy Zahn I had actually read before we started doing any of this, and before Disney bought Star Wars. He actually, one of his characters was, like... almost equivalent to Grand Moff Tarkin. His name was Thrawn, like took over after the fall of the Empire, and they made Thrawn an official canon character that appears in Rebels and gonna get his actual canon book. You think actually good Star Wars.
Thrawn was a movie, and it had Jeff Bridges in it. Yeah, Thrawn, that's what.
What about the sequel, Megatron?
Ooh, played by Calvin Johnson.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Number 81, baby.
I hope Calvin Johnson's well.
Yeah, shout out to Calvin Johnson. Like and subscribe.
Hey, he's already listening, but...
Yeah,
we should bring him in as a guest.
I hope Calvin Johnson's a big Star Wars fan. Calvin, write in.
Yeah, let us know.
I'd love to have another extra little block on my screen with Calvin Johnson. He's like, you guys know this shit. And I'm like, Calvin Johnson, my guy.
Quick little Mace Windu. I don't even think it's a full comic. It's a third of a full comic called Age of Republic Specials.
Ooh, specials.
Yep, this one's called The Weapon.
I like the specials.
Yeah, so still before Phantom Menace, we get a Mace Windu who's a prisoner of Gautaco the Grim. They're on planet
Gautaco.
Yeah.
Gautaco. What flavor?
Gao.
Ooh. Wow.
So I had a Gautaco earlier.
He's a prisoner. They've taken apart his lightsaber, and Mace Windu's after Gautaco because he's recruited some child soldiers to fight for him.
And that's illegal.
Yeah. Terrorist organization, and he's funded by the Hutts. So he's a prisoner, and as all evil villains do, they got to have a little dialogue with their prisoners.
Absolutely. So he's like, I'm going to
let them know you're not getting away as they turn around and leave and lower into their devices.
Raftars.
Yeah, you got to have your evil plan too.
Yeah,
totally.
Literally tell them everything that you're gonna do, so that way when they escape, they can go and stop it.
Why don't we just go back in time and shoot him when he's like a little kid? And he's like, "No, Scott."
I was gonna say, Wes, I watched for the first time in a really fucking long time Austin Powers 1 and 2, and there's a really fucking great scene of that shit where they're like, why don't you just kill him? You can shoot him right here. He's 6 feet away from you. Like, no.
Fucking amazing.
Scotty,
yeah, he's like, you don't get it.
He's like, just kill him right here, man. I got a gun. I got a gun in my room. I'll just go grab it and we just shoot him right here. And you know, speaking of guys who play every role, that's a classic.
Oh yeah,
Jack Black movie.
It's classic Jack Black movie.
That's Mike Myers.
Same guy. Classic. You know, it's Fatty's fart too. Just
Fun fact: Mike Myers, big Liverpool fan.
Yes, dude, hardcore.
We should have him on the show.
We should.
Of all the people we've joked about, Mike Myers might be the most likely.
If we got Mike Myers, we'll just email him. I'll have Steph do it since she's our media
She's our social media manager. Tell her first tweet needs to be at Mike Myers. I'm her boss now.
Hop on the show, Mike. Honestly though, how great would it be if Steph did the shit and actually pulled like one of the celebrities?
That'd be
she got like amazing. George Lucas to do like a little cameo.
I'll hop on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell George we only need 2. like
George, we need like 2 to 5. 10 minutes too much.
Yeah. We need you to come on and be like, fuck, this isn't right, and just close it out. And that's all that's all we need. You'd be like, I'm pretty sure that was him.
Yeah, I'm featuring George Lucas. Or we could just have Steph dress up as these people.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Dress up as George Lucas.
And it's just like wow, we keep seeing this chick dressed up as everybody else all the time on the show. Like you can clearly tell it's not George Lucas, but she's got like a fake beard. She's like, yeah, I directed Star Wars. And then next week she comes on as Mike Myers, like, oh yeah, and you're like, yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I'm really confused. But every week she just comes on as a different celebrity.
Oh, we pretend we're doing some Star Wars thing, and then I just tell the plot of Shrek to Mike Myers.
You have to read him the Chris Farley script, the OG Shrek Chris Farley script before it was Mike Myers.
All right, so Mace Windu calls out Galtaco for killing some teachers and students, and he's like, "Oh wow, you're so scary, you terrorist." And Galtaco says, "I really scared that pussy Chancellor Valorum if he sent you out here."
Yo, Chancellor Valorum's my dude. He's just hanging out in his own business. Dude, that guy is just the epitome of just classic politician. Like, shit's going down. I don't really want to be involved.
He was a shitty between. So the Chancellor in Master and Apprentice is supposedly really well liked, and like her last act was sending Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan to go sort out that planet, whose name I've already forgotten. They hated the Moonies.
The planet's name or the Chancellor's
But that
name?
Chancellor was really well liked, and Valorum did not fill her shoes and then just fucking booted out of the seat.
I didn't like that.
Like threw up? Like booted?
Is that slang for throwing up?
Nobody
I
laughed.
think so. Yeah.
Booting? Yeah.
Yeah.
He must have pretty small feet if he couldn't fill her shoes. Like, I mean...
All right, so
Galtaco
says the other Jedi won't be able to find him in all these tunnels on the planet. There's like 4,000 kilometers. So Mace says, well, I can call out to them through the Force, and that's the second lesson I'm going to teach you today. Taco says, well, what's the first? And we get a flashback. Young Mace Windu, he's got hair. And the seemingly droid Jedi Master is teaching him how to take apart and put together his lightsaber with the Force.
Cool.
So that droid Jedi Master, thanks for asking about it. His name is Hu Yang. Master Hu Yang. It is a Mark IV architect droid professor based aboard the Jedi vessel the Crucible, who for 1,000 generations had taught Jedi younglings, including Grandmaster Yoda and Jedi Master Mace Windu, how to build their lightsaber.
So you couldn't make one that detects Sith planets?
No.
But you built guy? Like,
they gave him the rank of master, but all he does is build lightsabers. What is your purpose? You build lightsabers.
Oh my god,
that's a pretty important like niche though.
Bullshit.
If he's kind of the only dude.
But if he's the Jedi Master, he should be on the council.
He got called Master Master Yang,
and he's on the council.
He's not on the council.
See, now that's bullshit. The only other person I've ever heard like that is Anakin Skywalker.
No, Anakin's not a master, and he's on the council. Not all masters are on the council.
I think that General Jedi Master Hugh Yang should become a Sith. That'd be awesome.
He should, dude.
I'm not certain, but I think master just means you. No, it can't just mean you own a or you not own. You have a Padawan, because Anakin has a Padawan.
Yikes.
Well, to be honest, Jedi going across the galaxy, stealing Force-sensitive children. We'll talk about that some other episode.
I was going to say, we can get into that.
Stealing, they win in games of chance, and they'll pay you Republic credits.
So, of course, Mace Windu puts together his lightsaber in current time, kills Gao Taco. The rest of the Jedi show up. They're like, hey, great job freeing all these child soldiers. And there was this lieutenant who's probably like, I don't know, 15, 16, who brought Mace Windu in. And he says, oh, hey, she's of adoption age. We could get her a good family. And Yoda says, oh, well, we can't interfere with the local laws, so she's got to go to fucking prison. Mace Windu's like, well, we didn't really save everyone, did we then? End of story.
Damn.
I don't like that one that much.
I was going to say, that's depressing.
So everything we've read so far, we've got one more piece of material before Phantom Menace, has kind of been like, the Jedi kind of suck.
Yeah, dude, they seem like not the nicest.
No, it's like we'll take care of some stuff, but then like you guys have your own government, so if it's fucked up, it's fucked up. That's too bad.
Like a lack of Sith, a lack of actual enemy, a lack of balance in the Force has kind of tainted their ways.
Yeah, I don't like it. Jerks.
So despite my reading, I actually kind of enjoyed the comics I read this week. The weapon was like a 2-minute read, but
yeah,
I don't know how to read, so it would have taken me a lot longer.
What'd you guys think?
All right.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm still a little more upset that there's not enough of a backstory to Darth Maul. Like that's obviously the takeaway from this week is
that's what we want.
The Mace Windu stuff's cool, but it's like it just seems like it's overkill for Palpatine to spend the entire time like trying to persuade him to be on the dark side when all we know is that the dude just wants to go out and murder everybody. So he's pretty much already like I would be like, I'm not worried about him. He's good. Let me go try to make sure somebody else is like somebody else on the fence I can nudge over. You didn't. Yeah. He's on the other side of the fence already, man. Like you don't need to be like, see this place? Jedi fucked it up. You could have been like, you know what? The Jedi suck, and he'd be like, you're right. Let's kill them all. Like I don't think you needed to do all that. But with no origin, we don't really know. Like if he was just like, look at me, I'm a Zarglath, which is the name of their race. I'm a Zarglath. That seems right. Like, that's good enough. And look, I'm just hanging out, and Palpatine shows up, and he's like, you should hate the Jedi, and let me tell you why. Like that's what I want, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for. Maybe someday.
Maybe.
Aaron, Daryl, any
well, I was like, is that it? All right, have a good night.
Oh, that was cannibals.
You encompassed a lot of it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that like, and this has been coming up, I feel like every week where like, we feel like there's so much potential in the Star Wars universe for them to delve deeply into certain characters or certain like events or like storylines or whatever, certain like galaxies that were like there's this massive like Star Wars universe, and yet we're focused on like the Skywalkers or whatever. Like they seem to be stuck in this like these names draw attention, so let's only focus on these things. And like again, I'm not gonna like beat a dead horse, but it's definitely like it sucks to see Darth Maul ostensibly get reduced to like a I'm only evil no matter what, when like we know that they're
one-dimensional.
Well, and there are like we know that there are multiple levels to it because of like Clone Wars. Like we know that he has this sort of twisted past, and like I think it'd be cool for them to look at his sort of relationship with the Jedi and how he was like manipulated by Palpatine and all those. Like there's some potential there for some cool like internal struggle shit or whatever. And I don't know if they're like not trying to pursue it or what. I don't want to like put words in like the author's mouths or anything, but it's just weird.
Like the Qui-Gon book that you read.
Yeah.
That was like a full book.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody could go into something that deeply, and like you could have, if you said, hey, you know what, you're gonna write and you're gonna focus on Darth Maul, I'd write it like that, where it's like 300 plus pages, and I really go into it. And I feel like the stuff we're going through right now is kind of just like, yeah, it's a little like quip of what's going on, but that's
a 130-page comic book with really cool art, but it was mostly Darth Maul saying, "I have fear, I have hate."
And you're like, look at these pecs, but other than Darth Maul's attractive body, it's
rockin' bod.
Yeah, rockin' bod. I feel like if you're gonna go into something like that, and you're like, I'm gonna write this story about a character that's kind of like a one-off from the actual movies, I want to encompass the entire thing. And that's why I think, not to spoil our rating show, is that Qui-Gon book was probably the best thing that we've done, because I know, but because like same for the podcast, because
I was gonna say, you son of a bitch,
we're on the podcast, because like that actually went into it, and like they took the time to go through and bring like an actual story, rather than just being like, hey, we're gonna talk about Darth Maul a little bit tonight, and he was like, I'm mad, and I'm mad again, and look, I'm still mad, and I'm gonna
guys, I'm still so mad.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm like, oh, he's mad, but like, give me some more, man. Give me some more.
It almost took away from Darth Maul.
I think so. No, because you keep saying he's one-dimensional, and he definitely feels more one-dimensional after hearing this than watching
Episode 1. I hope Clone Wars will add to him. But a theme of these things I've read, besides Master and Apprentice, is I go in, cool, an origin story I'm interested in, and then it's not the story I wanted.
It's like Darth Maul, he was just mad. Why did he do it? You're like, yeah, he's mad.
Super sad.
Why he left the Jedi Order. I get him leaving. I don't get him turning into a Sith.
Absolutely. Like, he was pissed off with them, but it never showed his actual transformation. It's like a murder mystery, and you finally figure out it's like that guy, and then he's like, I'm going to confess to the murder. Why'd you kill her? He's like, I was just mad.
Yeah, I was super like annoyed.
Like, there's no like connection. Like, yeah, just felt like murder in that night. And you're like, I guess. Like, there's no like, where is it, man? Give me like the story, you know?
Yeah.
In unrelated news, the Google captions are actually scary, in that it capitalized both Jedi Order and Sith.
Yeah, it's because it still does. It's doing it right now.
Yeah, only a Sith deals in absolutes, Google.
Yikes.
Oh, dude, it just fucking bleeped you.
Oh, it's been bleeping you all day, bro.
What the fuck? We should bleep ourselves during the podcast.
All right,
I know.
Somehow we may have made this one the longest episode. Did I assign anyone to signing off? No, comments on YouTube videos first.
Yeah, real quick.
What seems like the same spam person, because they've got the same little thumbnail, commented the same exact comment on our latest video. Loved it. But under a different name.
Maybe they are a big fan.
So if one of you somehow created a bot to comment "loved it" on every video, kudos to you.
I think it was Steph. She's managing our social media.
Yeah, nice job, Steph.
That's why I hired her. Maybe one day she'll get paid.
It's impossible to get more than one at a time, though.
Yeah. She's like, listen, only one person can like this. I don't want to oversell it. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, one comment.
We want that slow boil. So
man.
It's got to look natural.
Exactly.
So we're gonna start being active on Instagram, Twitter. I haven't locked down the Snapchat, but maybe that too.
Yeah, I'll talk to Steph.
Yeah, I've got the logins. I've got Cannonball's podcast on all the platforms.
Nice.
Oh shit, we're not on TikTok. Tell her to
That's
get
the-
Oh my
Cannonballs
god, that's the
Podcast
most
on
important
TikTok.
social media there is.
We'll hook that up. Don't worry. We'll have a conversation tonight. I'll make sure we're all on board.
All right.
So are we gonna do TikTok dances, but like Star Wars ones? Like
Ooh, we gotta come up with one that Jedi
like
rock
little
and
TikTok dances. Yeah.
I'd be
Cantina.
so for that.
And we have to edit all of us together doing all the
Oh
dances.
man, that's fucking horrifying.
All right,
Yeah, that's
if
what we
any
got.
of our audio listeners or video watchers are still here, give us ideas for Star Wars TikTok dances.
Yeah. Shout out to all our Twitch viewers.
I didn't
Send
assign
us-
anyone the sign off this week. Anyone ready to go?
Nope.
I got nothing.
I don't have anything, but
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, Brian. You want to jump in? Throw
Yeah,
something
all right.
in there.
Yeah.
You're the only person who hasn't done it, I think.
Yeah, you want me to give you the sign off? I'll
Yeah,
give it to
I
you.
would love for you to give me.
Okay.
Oh wait, you
All
want to set me up?
Yeah, I'll set
Yeah.
you up. I'll set it.
He's
Oh, I-
lobbing it to you.
Oh fuck.
No, I don't have a sign off. I'm just saying, do you want me to set you up for a sign off? We all have done it. You've never done one because you always we always say, you're the guy. You're the setup guy.
Yeah.
I'll set you up.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, but like one of us can
Are
handle
you
it.
are you doing the Dracula don't bite?
It's
Dracula
great
scrape and
lick.
lick?
Great and lick.
Oh shit!
Do you have
I'm
one?
waiting for
Or...
this. Yeah, Wes, you gotta lob it.
I'll
Yeah,
lob
but
it.
I feel like I've already said it. It doesn't matter. No
Oh.
one's listening at this point. Go ahead and set me
Wow,
up.
that's- Well, guys, as we always say on Cannonballs Podcast, Brian, take it away.
Blue is boy, and red is mother.